Enigmas, welcome to another top 8 video series of classical guitar and all there is to know about this fabulous music genre brought by your host, Delia. Today we are counting down our picks for the top 8 most underrated classical guitar pieces composed by Francisco Tarrega. The intention of this top 8 video is to inform which classical guitar pieces by Francisco Tarrega are lesser known and seldom played by music performers. For the purpose of this video, we want to let the audience know that this top 8 is a review for educational purposes and most of its content is our personal opinion. And before we proceed with our first entry, if you're interested in classical guitar and you wish to know more about music topics, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. Number 8. Maria Gavarda. Our first entry is a piece by Tarrega deploying a range of techniques such as glissandi, scales, arpeggios, hammering and pull-offs, harmonics and pizzicatos. Having a tempo of allegretto, Maria Gavarda features the idiomatic rhythm and dynamics of early romantic music of the time. Finally, in a note written by Tarrega that managed to survive, he dedicated this piece to a friend of his called Baldomero Cateira, who was a recognized mandolinist of the time. Number 7. Berserker in G major. Being part of the 4 mazurkas written by Tarrega, Berserker in G major is considered somehow underrated and one of his hidden guitar gems. This piece got a little more recognition from the classical guitar community when the great Julian Bream recorded this piece in one of his albums playing classical guitar pieces. Before Julian Bream, many people did not know this mazurka in G major, and thanks to him, we got to know more about this masterpiece by Tarrega. Number 6. Rosita. Tarrega was known for writing guitar pieces in music genres such as tango, mazurka, and polka. When it comes to polka music style, this guitar piece called Rosita is one of those. The piece is not so long and it is in 2 different key signatures, having the majority in D major and the final part in G major. Regardless of the key variety and musicality of the piece, it is still considered an underrated masterpiece that deserves a little more recognition. Number 5. Albarada. This little piece makes use of playing notes with the left hand alone whilst playing harmonics with the right hand. It is sometimes called the little music box. The interesting part of this piece is its degree of complexity when playing the harmonics. The section has natural harmonics mostly on the 19th positions, with simultaneous 16th note triplets played on the 1st and 2nd strings. The harmonic section is a very good exercise. The thing to watch for in the left hand is that you must avoid hammering on open strings, because you get sound from the part of the string between the finger and the knot. Given this fascinating fact about Albarada, we consider it an underrated piece and we seldom hear people talking about it. Number 4. Marietta. Another of Tarrega's amazing 4 mazurkas takes a spot on our list. Francisco Tarrega's mazurka Marietta is most probably named after his daughter called Maria Rosalia, and the piece was dedicated to his dear friend Santiago Gisbert. Tarrega composed many pieces that were musical portraits of his sons or daughters or close friends, and often dedicated many of such works to his friends, pupils or patrons. We consider this piece underrated for the fact that, in the classical guitar community, people seldom talk about the reasons why Tarrega composed certain pieces. Number 3. Prelude in D minor. Most of the preludes by Tarrega are considered underrated for the fact that most performers overlook them. This prelude in D minor is part of Tarrega's collection of preludes in different key signatures. This series of preludes are short in duration and are fun to learn for performers. However, we consider this prelude in D minor to be the one that stands out from the rest as one of Tarrega's most underrated pieces, since its melody gives a melancholic feeling to the person who appreciates it. Number 2. Vows in D major. This Vows is a masterpiece of intermediate difficulty, suitable for those who already have a basic knowledge on classical guitar. This one is part of the 4 Valses for Classical Guitar collection by Tarrega. Given that this is an underrated piece by Tarrega, we were not able to find enough information about this Vows in D major. If you happen to be an expert in classical guitar music history and are familiar with the vast repertoire of Tarrega, please let us know through your comments what you know about this Vows in D major. Before we continue with our number 1 pick, be sure to subscribe to Delia Music and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Make sure you click on all notifications, and if you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. And now, before we unveil what we have for you on our number 1 pick, here are 4 honorable mentions. Number 1. Prelude in Dicha and Doremus. Finally, spot number 1 on our list is what we consider the most underrated piece of Francisco Tarrega. Basically, it consists of 2 preludes that are played by most classical guitar performers as if they were a single masterpiece, since both have the same key of D minor, same melody and structure. This piece is part of Tarrega's collection of 7 preludes, and it is considered to be one of the saddest classical guitar pieces in his repertoire. Tarrega is considered the father of romantic classical guitar and laid its foundations for modern performances. Even though Tarrega has some of the most important and famous classical guitar pieces in music history, this Prelude in Decha and Doremus does not have enough recognition, which makes it the most underrated piece in his repertoire. So what do you think about this, Enigmas? Do you agree with our top 8? What classical guitar pieces by Francisco Tarrega do you think are the most underrated ones? Please let us know through your comments what you think. Do not forget to share, like and comment on this video. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok to see more content. The links to our social media are down below in the description. Your host Delia will always be here on Delia Music to inform you about music and perform classical guitar masterpieces. We hope you Enigmas have enjoyed this video. Until we meet again.